Welcome to welcome to Lower Body Blast. We're gonna get started jogging in place. Go ahead and move those feet, just lifting a little bit off the ground, getting the blood from the lower body up and out to the rest of the body. We have 2 sets today. We're gonna be using some weights and a mat. Really working on some endurance today more than the speed work we've done in the last few weeks. Go ahead and go into some leg swings. We're gonna get ourselves mobilized with forward and back leg swings. As always, if you need to use a chair or your hand on the wall, go ahead and get that now. Switch sides after about 7 leg swings, 7 or 8. Get a few going and then open up those hips. Really feel the hamstrings, feel the hip flexors as you swing forward and back. And then side to side with the hips. Make sure you have enough space around you before you start. Swinging back and forth in front of your body, just a little bit of a lean forward to have that space here. Deep breaths as you go, a few on each side. And then we're going straight into squat and hip hinge. So squatting down, have a nice wider stance here, and then hip hinge, staying in that same position. So you'll feel your quads activate, and then feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Really try to keep your back straight on that hip hinge, and on the squat, of course. On the squats, keep the knees going right over the toes. My knees go out a little bit, and so my toes are right in line as they go. Same thing for the deadlift. Not as much movement, but it is still in line. Good. Go ahead and open up wide a little bit. We'll do a few twists as we go. Our first set, we have 3 exercises. We're going to do, make sure I have it right, the Sumo Deadlift, an exercise I call walk the plank, and then hip hikes, which we'll get into a little bit. So for the Sumo Deadlift, you'll have 2 weights. I'm just going to hold one for this demonstration. And you're in the Sumo stance, which is a wide stance. Both weights are in both hands, going between your legs with the weight as your hips shoot back and then back up. Really keeping your back straight, of course, but with that wide position, it's going to hit the inside of the thighs a little more because they're lengthened out. Walk the plank. You're in the high plank position, and you're walking to the side, 2 steps, and then other side. So you'll have to move your upper body as you go. So if the ground is here, I'm going to one side, walking to the other side, working those obliques and different positions for our core. The hip hikes, we'll start without weight. I like to have the wall nearby, or maybe a chair. That way I know I'm going towards the wall and down. You can lift this leg as you go up and down. You're working the standing leg right on the hip here. It may not look like much. We'll add weight after the first set just so you get used to it, but it's pushing the hips towards the wall, raising up this hip, and then letting it drop down. So that's our 3 exercises. For that third hip hike, we'll do 10 on each side because we are doing 40 seconds. So before we get into that, I have a few more warm-up exercises on the mat. Our second set today, we will use a mat. And I want to just practice a few of those exercises before we get into it, because we're doing the Pilates core exercise. Different exercises for Pilates. Pilates, we usually only do 1 set of an exercise. So I have 3 different exercises we'll be doing for those 3 sets. Sorry, 4 exercises because we're doing 4 sets during that second workout, second set of exercises today. So when you're on your back, you want to be doing an imprint position. Imprint is where you press your back into the mat. Everything is flush from your tailbone or your hip bones all the way up to your shoulders. You really feel the weight and the strength in your core when you get into that imprint position. So go ahead, try that now. This will be part of our warm-up. Both legs are up, straight up. You can hold your hamstrings. You can feel a little stretch there in your hamstrings. Keep holding that imprint. You're getting a warm up for your core while we stretch one leg. Other leg goes down and back up. Inhales goes down and back up. Welcome. We're just getting started. Okay. We had someone show up for a second. So you're going down with one leg, pressing down into your stomach, pressing down into your belly, and really feel your abs activate as you feel that stretch in your hamstrings, maybe even your calves. Try to keep your legs straight, really feel that stretch. Down and up. Okay, take a break. We're going to do a few bridges, keeping up with that warm-up exercise. Glute bridge, keep the weight in your heels, squeeze the glutes at the top. Good. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Good. So we're going to be doing a few exercises from this position on that second set of exercises, holding that imprint, whether you're doing legs up. We have a couple other exercises, but we'll get into that when we get there. Let's get into the first set. We're going 3 times through 3 exercises like we talked about. So grab your weights. It's 40 seconds on, 10 seconds to switch. Grab your Sumo Deadlift weights, go out to the side, get yourself ready. I need to start the timer. And we'll be going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 40 seconds, Sumo Deadlift. Make sure you're going slow on that way down, really feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, and then a little faster on the way up. Inhaling as you go down, and exhale as you come back up. Shoulders stay back. Inhale down, arms are straight, exhale up. I do bend my knees as I'm going down, just slightly, you'll see that. And that's where you want to be. 10 more seconds, try to get 2 more in. 1 more time, all the way back up. Do 1 more to place the weights down. There we go. Walk the plank. So hands out in that high plank position. Legs are back. Step to the side. And then switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch directions. So it's 4 steps each way from side to side. To get a decent step each time. Going too shallow. Keep your hips down. You're still holding a plank. You have to adjust your body position as you go. Bigger steps now. You do 3 to get to one side, and then 3 to the other side. Finish strong. Shake out those wrists. Hip hikes. If you've done hip hikes before, go ahead and drop the weight. But if you haven't before, lifting up the heel, up and down. You'll feel that in the side of your hip after a few. That was 3, 4, 5. Keep your core active. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Maybe turn around so that your wall is the same direction. 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6. You'll probably feel it by now. 7, 8. Finish it to 9, 10. Okay. Sumo deadlift. We'll start our first one grabbing the weight. This is the first one. Here we go. Down and up. I'll readjust my position so you can see a few angles. Shoulders stay back. Head staying in line with my spine. If you want, you can try to go a little wider even. As long as your feet aren't slipping. Go to where you can get to a comfortable position, but the weights right between my knees. That way I have some clearance to get into this low deadlift. A little farther down this time. One more to put down the weights. And then the walk the plank. When you're in that walk the plank, pressing the floor away with your shoulders, and then letting your body figure out how to adjust and hold that position. Keep your hips low, squeezing the glutes, the thighs are active. Let me show you a different direction here. So side, side, and then 4 to get to the other side. You can also open it up 3 steps to get all the way. 1, 2, 3. Finish strong. Hip hikes are coming up next. Grab one weight. 1 dumbbell. It is in the side that is away from the wall. And you're going to rest it on your hip like that. Adding just a little weight to up and down. My knees bent and the wall is here. It's up and down. Drive that hip to the wall and feel the resistance from the weight as you slowly go back down. That's where you get a lot of the strength, is that slowly lengthening the side. Do the other side. Try to get to 10. We'll take our time. Make sure you finish those hip hikes on each side. Ready? Finish the hip hike. I'll pause this for just a second so you can finish the hip hikes. Grab the weights. I want nice, clean sumo deadlifts coming up. Get yourself ready. Starting the timer. Here we go. Just a little extra time to get into those sumo deadlifts. Really trying to go as low as you can while keeping a straight back. You might not be going all the way to parallel with your back. That's okay. If you can go a little farther, that's okay too. Go to where it feels comfortable for you. Shoulders stay strong, staying back. Core is still activated, even though you're tipping forward. Core has to keep your spine safe. Okay, last plank. We'll do small steps this time to break it up. So 3 steps to get to one side, and then 6 to get to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little faster as you do these quick taps. Every time you take a step, your core has to re-engage. It has to stabilize itself. And this is called force absorption. It's a plyometric technique to get your body used to this kind of endurance. All right, last hip hike. If you're feeling comfortable, try to do it away from the wall and focus on balancing. And you can rest the weight on the other side of the hip. It's all about balance here. Try to get to 8 on each side if you're balancing. It takes a little more mental process. 7 and 8. Switch. Make sure it's even on both sides. Even if the timer goes off or you finish early. I have 5 more. Deep breaths. 2, 1, rest. Okay, so for the second set, this is a long set because we have 4 sets of each of the 2 exercises. We already talked about that first one. It is with a mat. I'm going to have that set to the side here. Because the second exercise, you want enough space. And I'm going to move this just a little, give myself a little more space here. Okay. In fact, you don't need to see the top of my head. We're going to move this down just a little bit. There we go. The first exercise, 3-way toe taps from a squat. You can use one weight. I would recommend just one dumbbell. The 3-way toe taps are at the bottom of the squat. There's a heel tap, toe tap, stand up. Squat, heel, toe, stand up. From the side, squat down, heel, toe, up. Heel, toe, up. We have a full minute, so it's a long set. 4 sets, it's a lot. This is the endurance section for the quads, for the lower body, and then the core. You'll have to watch me go for that core exercise. I'm moving the timer over here so I can jump in quickly. Give yourself a few breaths, get some water, put that water down. We're starting with the squats and the toe taps. So grab your weight, find a comfortable position for these squats. Last thing to talk about, it's a shallower squat. You're not going as deep. That way when you're on one leg, you're staying balanced. Grab your weight, squats. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Full minute of squatting down, heel, toe, back, up. Just like this for the first one, switching sides each time, but staying low for the full 3 taps. You'll feel the glute activating by that 3rd tap. Good job. Tap, tap. If you need to go a little shallower or not as far between taps, that's okay. Just a little tap out. It's a lot for me even. But push yourself. Get one more. Make it even on both sides. This is your last one. 10 seconds to get on the ground. It's probably not enough time, so let yourself get there. When you're there, get that imprint position, just kind of where we started, holding the legs in that hamstring position. We'll do a couple holding the leg, but then once you get there and established, feeling that imprint, it's a light touch. So that makes sure your leg is not moving as you switch sides. This is pretty tough. I have my elbows down. This is just to make sure my leg isn't moving, and it's all in my core, feeling that work. It's not about how low you go with your leg. It's about how much you're pressing down into that imprint. That's what's going to be building your core, is that pressing down on your core. So if you feel your back starting to come up because you're going too far, you're going too far. Keep it higher and make sure you're getting quality repetitions, holding that imprint. You got a couple more, you got this. Rock yourself up. On our second set, standing up between each one this time. So out, up, side, up, back, up, other leg, up, stand up, down, to the side, stand up, down, back. A lot more repetitions this time. Deep breaths as you go. This is a long set, I know. But we're about 20 seconds away. Trying to get through both sides. I have my last side. I'm gonna finish it before I go to the mat. Last one. Did it just in time. On the second Pilates exercise, it's a little different. We'll bring it back just a little bit. Head is up for this one, but knees are bent, and you're switching side to side. More like a bicycle, but you're holding that imprint. Head can be up. If it gets too much for your neck, go ahead and lay it down, but keep that imprint pressing down here, straight with the leg. The higher you go, the more you're able to hold that imprint. But if you're able to, you try to go a little lower. But again, it's about the quality, not the quantity, not about how low you are with your legs, but how low you are with your back and your body. Keep going. Deep breaths as you go. Again, 60 seconds is a long time for these sets. So make sure you're working that endurance at the level you can go as much as you can, as far as you can, as long as you can. Okay, we're halfway through. Give yourself a chance to take a water break. I'm going to pause the video just to get the water. And also to say, we're changing it up on these last two sets. So we did one side at a time, and we did the other side at a time. Now we're going to be doing the direction. So it's down, right, left, up. Down, right, left, up. Down, right, left, up. Switch sides. Down, left, right, up. Make sense? Finish your water, place it down. I'm going to start the timer. And 3, 2, 1. We have 4.5 minutes left. You don't need the weights again, but if you want to try it, you can keep going. You're probably already ahead of me, so I'll try to catch up. Up, down, other side. Up. I'm doing left, right, up, down, back, back, up. 30 seconds left. You probably have enough time to go through each side twice. If you're going as fast as me. Last one. We have 10 seconds, so just do a couple extra squats. And when you get done with twice on each side, I need to set up on the mat so you can see the Pilates exercise we're doing. This one is called the corkscrew. Both legs are together, and you're going to do small circle one direction, small circle the other direction. It looks like this. You're in that imprint position, hands up to the side, small circle. 3 each way. So 3 with that one circle, and then switch directions at the top. One breath, one full breath in and out per circle. If you need to take a quick rest after 3 one way, 3 the other way, just pull in those knees and then go back up for the second one. These are pretty tough, let me tell you. Deep breaths, try to keep your heels together as you go. And again, holding that imprint, it's about that imprint position more than anything else. Quick rock side to side. We have 10 seconds left. Do 1 each way until the end. Finish each side. Last set. We're going right into it. Same way we just did it as before. Forward, forward, side, side, back, back. I'm not going to do any weight this time. Just going down, forward, forward, up, side, side, up, back. And then switch sides. Forward, forward, up, side, side, up, back. Try to get through one more time for each leg. If you finish those, just finish up with some squats. Down and up. On my last one, I might be able to get a couple extra squats in. 10 seconds. Let's get 5 squats. Why not? A little wider. Going for those deep squats. A lot of quads today. All right, last one. This is the double leg stretch. I know we're getting a little behind there, but we'll finish up strong. In that imprint position, head is up, double leg stretch, legs go out as arms come up. As always, holding that imprint, it's that quality repetition. Big exhale as you go out. This is a big strain on the core, so make sure your back is pressing down to get that position. It shouldn't lift up as you go out and back. If you need to put your head down, you can do that as well. It doesn't really change what the core is doing, but it does take out the neck out of it. If this is a lot, bring the legs up a little bit. Keep going. You're almost there. This is the last exercise of the day. Deep breath. You got one more. You got one more. Good job. Rest. I'll show a few stretches while we're here on the mat. Leg over leg. Pull it and cross it over. That's the glute stretch for each side. A good hamstring stretch while you're here. One leg up and pulling up. Kind of like that warm up we did. This is a good way to get the hamstring without getting the back involved. So holding those stretches, at least 5 deep breaths, probably more is needed. And we did a lot for the quadriceps today, the hip flexors. My go-to stretch is the kneeling extension. If you have a nice soft pad, you might need to double up a yoga mat, triple up even. I've seen this one done. It takes, again, a lot of pad on the knee, but this does get the quadricep. It's like the standing version of the same thing. So if you don't have a soft pad, quadricep stretch, always there, always a good one. Okay, I hope you all had a great workout today. Whew, I did. So hope to see you next week. Take care.